Okay, tonight we're going to be cooking a balsamic chicken breast dish with peppers and onions. I found it on the internet at geniuskitchen.com. However, I modified it a little bit to make it a little more healthy and a little more flavorful for the way that Vicki and I like to eat. It's a Monday night. I wanted something to throw together fairly quick and something that's healthy, and we had a bunch of peppers and like 8 chicken breasts in the fridge we need to cook up. So seemed like a good dish to cook up. First, a little bit about why we do these cooking episodes. Vicki and I both enjoy a good tasting meal, but we also want to eat healthy. That's very important to us. And if we can do both, that's a big bonus. And sometimes we cook not so healthy, but most of the time, 85% or 90% of the time, we try to cook really healthy. Okay, and we've been disappointed going out to eat before, where you pay good money for a meal, and not only do you know it's not healthy, it's cooked in greases and fats and stuff like that, but it doesn't taste as good as you think it should. And when you duplicate that meal, when we duplicate the meals that we eat out sometimes, they taste better, way better than they do in a restaurant. And we want to pass this on to you. So it is possible to eat healthy and to make stuff that tastes good that's healthy for you. So on to the recipe. Got 4 chicken breasts. The original recipe said to use 4 tablespoons of oil. We're not going to do that. We use a red copper pan like this guy right here, and they are good. They're not real expensive. You can use little or no oil in them, and they cook really, really good. And that's a way to cut out the oil. So I'm going to use a little bit of avocado oil, maybe a half or a teaspoon at most, probably. The chicken breasts I sliced up into quarters, strips, so they cook better, and I can flavor them a little bit better with the spices. Got the 4 bell peppers of various colors, and I'll show you the layout we got here in a minute. A large onion, 4 or 5 garlic cloves. The original recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of fresh basil. We don't happen to have any fresh basil here, so we're going to use a little parsley instead. 4 tablespoons of balsamic vinaigrette. Probably use a little more than that because we like the balsamic vinaigrette. Going to use some Bragg's Amino. That's this stuff right here. If you haven't tried it, it will take the place of your soy sauce without all the salts and the bad stuff in it, and it gives your food, either cooking steak or chicken or pork chops, it gives it a really good flavor, and it's good for you. Going to use some turmeric, because turmeric is an anti-inflammatory, and it doesn't really change the flavor of your food that much. I'll try and get that so you can see it, but it is good for you. It's anti-inflammatory. We're going to use some cayenne pepper, some garlic salt, some pepper, and we're going to have some steamed veggies to go with it. And when we cook our steamed veggies, we only put like maybe a 1/2 inch at most of water in the pan, so that it's more steaming and not for very long. Maybe 7-8 minutes at the most to get them al dente. Probably less than that even. Okay, so let me give you a close-up shot of the ingredients I got diced up ready to go now. All right. Okay, so there's our ingredients we got, and hopefully you can read all these good. Garlic, there's the peppers. I usually like green peppers too, but we don't have any in the fridge, so not doing any of those. And the cayenne pepper, use that in most of the stuff. There's the turmeric and the avocado oil, and there's the chicken breasts that are sliced up and ready to go. And there's our veggies that are not steamed yet, but they will be, and that'll be complete it. So I'll be back within a minute. Okay, getting ready to season the chicken to go in. A little garlic salt. Just sprinkle some on. Not too heavy. A little pepper. And these will be the sides that are going down. A little turmeric. Try not to go too heavy on the turmeric, just a little bit. A little cayenne pepper. A little bit to give it a little pop. The liquid amino, the Bragg's, we're going to add that when it gets mostly done. All right. So this has been heating on 7 for about 5 minutes. It's getting kind of warm. The oil is only maybe a half a teaspoon of oil in there. I'm going to put the spices side down. Here it sizzles a little bit. And once we get all the chicken in there, we will, if it all fits, that is, we'll add the rest of the spices. Close. Gonna be close. I think we got it. We got it. Alright. And some of that wasn't seasoned too much, the pieces on the bottom, but we'll get it here in a minute. Wash my hands real quick. It's important to wash your hands when you're dealing with chicken and fish and steak and meat and stuff like that, so you don't contaminate the other foods you're dealing with. Very important. And always wash your vegetables before you start, unless they're coming out of your organic garden, which these didn't, but they will here shortly. Alright, so we got a little more garlic, salt. Maybe it's a little more in focus over here. A little pepper. Well, let's set the timer for about 5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes now. 4 minutes till we flip it. Okay, and pepper. A little turmeric. And we will add our parsley when we get almost done also. All right, I'll add a little bit now. Why not? Yeah, a little bit more. I'll cook with that in a minute. And I've never made this particular recipe before, so we'll let you all know how it comes out. Once the chicken cooks for 4 or 5 minutes per side, we'll take it out, and then we'll put the veggies in it after that I haven't quite finished dicing up yet, but I will. All right, and away we go. So as I'm dicing these veggies up, you guys may see this little canning jar here, right here, and it's got seeds in it. And the seeds it's got are from these peppers. And my lovely wife Vicky loves to grow stuff from seeds that we get from the stuff we eat and cook up. And this is especially true for peppers. And it's an easy way to get seeds, and you're buying the stuff to eat anyway. It's cheap because you already paid for it. You soak them for a day and then you can plant them and they grow. Trust me, they will grow. Anyway, just a little tidbit. And take a look at the chicken. I flipped it after 4 or 5 minutes. It's got another 3 or 4 to go now. So reset the timer for 5 or 6 minutes and cook it till it's just about done. Okay, so that is just a little bit of avocado oil, just maybe a half a teaspoon. That's all you need, if that. Okay, so probably the only real complaint I got about these red copper pans is they're not big enough. As you can see, this is loaded with onions and peppers, garlic, and the fixins. So I added just maybe a half a teaspoon of avocado oil. I'm going to add a little more parsley in here. But that is my only complaint. They clean real easy. They cook with, you can cook with them with no oil at all. It helps a slight amount if you use a little bit of oil, but it's not absolutely necessary. A little bit of Bragg's. I forgot to add the Bragg's to the chicken, but have no fear, it'll be good. Anyway, we're in the photographer hat and the cooking hat tonight, so it's a little challenging. And put a little bit. You know, recipes can add lib on them a little bit. We like a lot of balsamic, so however many tablespoons that is, flavor it to your taste. All right. Okay, so the stuff's cooking. Got the veggies cooking. Got the onions and peppers cooking. I put a cover on it to try to steam them a little bit. Probably the toughest thing I would have if I was to try to cook professionally, which I don't think I ever will, is trying to get everything come out at the same time and to get it done right. And I don't like to follow recipes to exactly a T. I like to add my own tweaks in there for the flavors. So, but getting stuff to come out when everything's done and ready to eat can be tough. That's challenging for me. All right. Okay. There we have it. It's done. You notice the chicken looks yellowish. That's because of the turmeric put on it. It causes your foods to take on a yellowish color. But trust me, it's going to be good. And I'll let you know how good when we taste it. Okay, the finished product. Looks pretty darn good. Can't wait to see our teeth into it. Okay, just finished supper. That was very good. I had two recommendations. Make sure your chicken is just about totally cooked before you add it into the onions and pepper mix that's sauteing. Get your onions and peppers about halfway cooked, and then throw the cooked chicken into it and stir it around a little bit for a few more minutes to cook it. And when you get it on your plate, add a splash of balsamic vinaigrette to it, and it will pop. But it was a very tasty meal. You can add, you can cook it with rice or add whatever side dish you want. We're trying to do a healthy thing tonight, and it was a very tasty meal. And I hope you guys try it and enjoy it as much as we did. And if you like the content on here, please subscribe to Vicky's Garden Adventures. Have a great night.